Good morning, students. We are continuing with the next part of chapter 3 Economics Poverty as a Challenge. Today we are going to do interstate disparities, global scenario, and then causes of poverty. Let us start first with interstate disparities. That means when we talk about poverty in our country, we have seen that even now there is 22% of poverty is there in our country. We have also compared with the rural and urban poverty also in earlier video. Now when I talk about the interstate, it means from one state to another state also poverty varies. After the independence, all the states of our country were in the same position. They all were below poverty line. They all have faced the poverty. But with the years rolling down, many states have come out of the poverty. That means they have witnessed a decline in the poverty. But some of the states still remained under the poverty. So let us see which are the states which are still under the poverty and which are the states which have overcome the poverty. So let's see which are the poorest of the states also. Recent estimates show while all India head count ratio was 21.9%, that is approximately just now I mentioned 22% in 2011 and 12. States like Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha, these all states all had above all India poverty level. That means in the whole country, if the poverty level is 22%, but these states, Madhya Pradesh, Assam, UP, Bihar, Odisha, these states have more than 22% of the poverty. A graph is also shown. After I explain this, I'll show you the graph also. Among all these states, if you look at the graph, it is Bihar and Odisha. These are the two poorest states with poverty ratios of 33.7 in Bihar and 32.6% respectively. So if you are asked a question that which is the poorest state in India, answer would be Bihar. If the two states are asked, then it will be Bihar and Odisha. If only one is asked, it is Bihar. So Bihar has highest amount of the poverty in India, that is 33.7%. In Odisha, it is 32.6% with the poverty. Now, along with the rural poverty, even the urban poverty is also high in these states. So we are not only talking about the rural poverty in these states, even in these states only urban poverty is also high. That means the people living in the rural states are also very much poor, and the people living in the urban regions also the percentage of the poor is high. In comparison to these states which we have done just now, which are the poorest states of our country, there are few states where poverty is reduced. It has declined with the time. And why they have declined, why the poverty has declined, that is also given. So there has been a significant decline in poverty in the states like Kerala, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and West Bengal. So there are some states, even the states like Punjab and Haryana. So there are some states where poverty has declined with the years. For example, when we talk about the states like Punjab and Haryana, There was a lot of poverty, but why it has declined? Because they have adopted green revolution methods. They succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agricultural growth rates. We have seen in earlier chapters that in Punjab and Haryana, they adopted green revolution, due to which the wheat production has jumped to triple or three times more than what they were producing earlier. So their agricultural growth rate was very high, so they were able to come out of the poverty. Then one more example, Kerala. Kerala has focused more on human resource development. Again, you might have heard that in Kerala, literacy rate is very high. Among all the states of India, it is Kerala where the literacy rate is very high. Now, what do you mean by literacy rate is very high? That means the educated persons are more, and even their health status is better than the people of the other states. That means in this state, Kerala, the government had focused more on human resource development. And what is human resource development? In the second chapter, we have done people as a resource, where we studied that if the investment is done in the form of education and health, then the person turns into a human resource. So that is how Kerala is able to come out of the poverty. Then coming to the one more example, West Bengal, land reform measures have reduced the poverty. Now what do you mean by land reform measures? There was Jamindari system earlier in all over our country, especially in the villages. That means a landlord, the whole village lands were in the hands of the landlord, and the labor has to work under him, and they were getting very low wages. But what the government has done, government had taken initiative, and it has ended this jamindari system, taken the lands from the landlords, and those lands were distributed. We call them as redistributed. Not that 10 hectares is given to one person. Suppose if there are 10 hectares of the land is taken from the landlord, so each 1 hectare is given to one poor farmer. In that way, there are several other land reform measures like consolidation of land holdings, etc., which you will study in later chapters also. So, such kind of land reform measures were taken so that the people, the poor people, especially the farmers, they can come out of the poverty. Then we have next example in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Here, public distribution of food grains could have been this, because of the public distribution of, now what do you mean by public distribution of food grains? It means PDS. PDS means they are the ration shops which are set by the government, where all the essential necessary goods, especially the food items, are sold for the poor people at very low prices. For example, in Andhra Pradesh, once upon a time, rice was sold at rupees 2 per kg. And not only that, the government is selling the goods through the ration shops to these people, it is the people who are aware about these ration shops, and they take advantage of these ration shops. They make use of these ration shops. They buy their food grains from these ration shops. So what happens if a poor farmer is there, or a poor, say, rickshaw puller is there in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, and his income is very low. With this low income, if he buys the goods from ration shop at low prices, what will happen? If he is buying at low prices, he is not spending that much amount of money, so he is able to save some money. So that way, you think every month he is saving some money. So what will happen after a few years? He will be able to come out of the poverty. That is how in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, public distribution of food grains, that is responsible for the improvement. You know, children, even these ration shops are there in the states like Bihar, Odisha, in all these states which we have studied just now, that they are the poor states. But the question, like, you can ask yourselves a question that in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, people are using these ration shops, but in Odisha and Bihar, ration shops are there, but the people are not using them. They are not aware of them, they are not bothered to use them. In the same way, even in Bihar and Odisha, there are so many government schools, like in Kerala. But in Kerala, the people know the value of education. But in Bihar and Odisha, they don't send their children to the school. For example, if you go to school in a Bihar, you will see there is hardly 50% of the attendance. Children don't go to the school even if the schools are there. So they are not availing the facility. Government is giving them the facilities. So it's the people who should become aware of using these facilities which are given. So now the question for this part, which we have just now completed, the first question which I told you is, which are the two poorest states, or which is the most poor state in our country? So first answer Bihar, and the second answer would be your Odisha. Then comparison of the states, when we talk about, the question can be for this paragraph is, in which states poverty has declined and why? In which states of India poverty has declined and why? Explain by giving examples. Explain by giving examples. Okay, so the first example will be of Punjab and Haryana. You can mark them as 1, 2, 3, 4. First example is, first you will start writing like this, that in the states like Kerala, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, West Bengal, poverty has declined. That is the first point. Second point is this, where it is written, here it is, Punjab, Haryana have traditionally succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agricultural growth rates. Or you can even write, they have adopted green revolution, due to which their growth rate, agricultural growth rate, increased. That is your second point till here. Third point starts from Kerala, has focused more on human resource development. That is, in Kerala, the investment by the government is done in the form of education and healthcare. Fourth point starts from here. In West Bengal, land reform measures have helped in reducing poverty. For example, removal of Jamindari system, consolidation of land holding, where all the farmers will together work on a they will combine their lands, because the lands are very, very small fragments in our country, which you have seen in the first chapter. The small lands are there. So these all lands, their fences are removed and the work is done together by the farmers, so that they can use the machines like tractors, etc., on a big land. Because if there is only 1 hectare of land, they cannot use any tractors or any machines. So because the lands are, if the land is big, they can use all the modern farming methods also, and they will share the profit also. So that is how the land reform measures have been taken. Then the fifth point is, in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, PDS, public distribution of food grains, that has improved the poverty level. So that has made the people to come out of the poverty. So you can write what is PDS. So that's how the 5 points are there, and the question, this question comes for 5 marks. This question comes for 5 marks. Okay. Now we continue with the, I hope this is clear till here, interstate disparities. Now we continue with the next part, that is global poverty scenario. Just like in India, from one state to another state, the poverty varies. Same way, from one country to another country, also poverty varies. Now, I told you that when we are comparing within our country, poverty from one state to another state, what poverty line we will see when we are comparing within our country, between our states, we will see the poverty line which is set up in India. that is rupees 1000 and rupees 866. But when we are comparing the countries' poverty, from the comparison between one country to another country's poverty, we will compare on the basis of the poverty line which is defined by World Bank. So this is different from Indian poverty line. This is the poverty line which is given by World Bank for the whole world to compare the countries. Now, World Bank says that if a person is earning less than $1.90 per day, it's not per month, this is per day. $1.90 per day. If a person is earning less than this, that person, or that on an average, that country is below poverty line. If the person is earning more than $1.90 per day, then the person is said to be above poverty line. So as per this, if we see, the poverty has fallen from 36% in 1990 to 10% in 2015. So as per the World Development Report, or by the world given by the World Bank, if we compare the poverty of the country, whole world, if we see the poverty of the whole world, it has reduced from 36% to 10%. And this is the latest figure given in 2015. So although there has been reduction in the whole world's poverty, if you see that the poverty has reduced from 36% to 10% in the whole world, but still from one country to another country, poverty varies. How the poverty varies from one country to another country? The question comes direct, children, here. The question here is, explain global poverty scenario. Question is, explain global poverty scenario. Then you have to write how the poverty varies from one country to another country, which I am doing right now. Poverty declined substantially in China. This is the first point. Poverty has declined substantially in China and Southeast Asian countries as a result of rapid economic growth and massive investments in human resource development. When I talk about China, Japan, these Southeast Asian countries, when I talk about them, the poverty has reduced in these countries because they are now developing very fast. That is, rapid economic growth is taking place, as well as these countries now have invested a lots of money in the human resource development. That is why poverty has declined in these countries like China, Japan, and other Southeast Asian countries. That is your first point, children. Then even the figures are given. For China, you don't have to learn figure. Even you can just write that poverty has reduced. Number of poor in China has come down from 88.3% in 1981 to 14.7% in 2008, and you can see the number how it has reduced, 0.7% in 2015. Why China's example is given? Because we all know now China is a very developed country. Our development started together, India, China and all, but you can see China is much ahead of India in its development because it is able to remove. See how much poverty was there. 88.3% 1981. 88.3 is out of 100, every 88 people were poor. Then came 14.7%. See what a tremendous reduction by 2008. And then further tremendous reduction by 2015. That means if you talk about 2020, this is now. That means there is no poverty in China. If you see these figures of reduction, we can even conclude and say that there is hardly any poverty in China. Then we have the second point here. In the countries of South Asia, like we have India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, again here also the poverty has declined. Like in India also we studied that poverty has declined. Today in India it is only 22% poverty is remaining. So even in these states the poverty has declined. Graph I'll show you later, children. Let me complete this part first. So there has been a rapid decline in the poverty in these states from 34% in 2005 to 16.2% in 2013. With the decline in the percentage of the poor, the number of poor has also declined significantly. No need to learn the figures, children. Because of different poverty line definitions, poverty in India is also shown higher than the national estimates. In sub-Saharan, now the third point, after the second point, third point is this: in sub-Saharan Africa, that means where the Sahara Desert is there, in those regions, poverty in fact declined from 51% in 2005 to 41% in 2015. Here also a slight decline is there, not too much decline in poverty. Only poverty declined from 51% to 41%. That means there is still 41% of poverty in this area. 41% is again higher only. Then next point, fourth point, in Latin America, the ratio of poverty has also declined from 10% in 2005 to 4% in 2015. Here also poverty has declined from 10% to 4% in the 2015. Children, all your books have the old figures. Please note down the new figures, or you can take a pic and keep it with you, the new figures, all of them. Fifth point, poverty has resurfaced. I'll underline this so that you write your answers in points only. Nobody will combine and write in a paragraph. Poverty has resurfaced in some of the former socialist countries like Russia, where officially it was non-existing earlier. In the countries like Russia, there was no poverty, but slightly we see the poverty in these countries also. That is because of the migration. The people are migrating to these countries, so the poverty is slightly seen over in these countries. So now we will see the table also, the graph and the table both. Just a minute, children. Okay, we are going to the graph. Let's see the graph here, children. This is the graph of poverty ratio in India, selected states in India, not all states, few states poverty has been shown. Just again you don't have to learn, you have to learn which are the two poorest states. And we have seen only also the Kerala where the poverty is very low. So these two at least you can remember for the 1 markers. We have Bihar with the highest poverty ratio 33.7%, Odisha 32.6%, and the least we see in Kerala, which is 7.1%. Even in Delhi, which is a capital city of India, here also we see 9.9% of the poverty, and total poverty in India is 21.9%. And approximately we say 22%, exactly it is 21.9%. That's the graph of the states of our country. Now we will see this table where again few countries only are shown. Now in comparison, World Bank is comparing these countries as per their poverty, it is shown here. Okay, now this comparison is as per $1.90 per day. Okay, now Nigeria, 53.5% of poverty is there, more than 50%. Bangladesh, better than India, 14.8% only poverty is seen there. India, the figure is of 2011, 21.2, but in Bangladesh, the figure is of 2016. Then Pakistan, you can see very less poverty, our neighboring country, but the poverty is so low, only 4%. China 0.7%, Brazil 3.4%, Indonesia 5.7%, Sri Lanka 0%. So all these countries which have started their development much later than us, they are far better than India in development. Their development is much faster than India. So in India, the poverty is very high if we compare with the other countries except Nigeria. Okay, so that's the uh, data which I wanted to show you to compare. So you don't have to learn the figures, just again about the total poverty of India only. Okay. The question is already asked, which is shown there. Identify areas of the world where poverty ratios have declined. Where the poverty ratios have declined? Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Brazil, China, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, all these countries poverty has declined. Okay, these are all the countries. Then we have graph which again shows the share of people living on $1.90 per day. It's again up to 2015. The graph is number of poor by region. Few regions are shown with the different lines, colors you can see. Again, no need to draw any graph. Just you have to observe the graph. That's it. China is shown. Then East Asia and Pacific, Sub-Saharan Africa. How their graph is showing that how their poverty has declined. Blue is your China. You can see that how their poverty has declined. Even the South Asia is in purple color. You can see the decline of the poverty. The graph, you know, all I know that all of you know the graph you draw in maths. See the graph how it is coming down. This is for the South Asia. You can see. See in the same way this blue line which is of China under the red line. So you can see how the poverty has completely come down. This is the China which you can see. So that's how the graph is shown. The same figures which are given earlier, those that is drawn into a graph, children. There is nothing else in that. So that completes your this part. Then this is also shown, you can see. Again the same data is drawn over there in a different manner, you can see. So just observe that there is nothing to learn about this. You can see that how the graph has come down, children. For China, it's in blue color. It's a dark blue color, this one. It's same as line graph. It is shown as in the different colors only. This is your China, which is shown over there. Then red color, it is East Asia and Pacific. Latin America, which is in this green color little bit. Then South Asia in your purple color, and Sub-Saharan Africa in your blue color. That's what is your data shown as. So for today children, that's all. You go through this and do these many questions which I have discussed in between the chapter. Don't wait till I discuss all the questions again. So you do whatever questions are discussed within the chapter. Those also you have to do in your registers, children. So that's all, children, for today. Have a good day. In the next class, we'll continue with causes of poverty.